Summer is upon us here, and if your line set to your condenser coil outside for your central air looks like this,
oh my God,
you're probably going to want to replace it because it's going to help with the efficiency of your system. So we're going to need a few basic things here. We're going to need a utility knife. We're going to need some sort of sealant because you're probably going to want to refresh the sealant on the outside of the house, whether that be silicone caulk or duct seal like I like to use. Line set tape. Now alternatively, you can use duct tape, even black wire ties, and you're going to need a new piece of pipe insulation. Now this is 3/4 inch. They do have other sizes, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, so on and so forth, and that depends on the size of the line set coming out of your condenser unit. Now when you're going to replace this insulation on here, you'll notice that you have a larger pipe and a smaller pipe, and the smaller pipe isn't normally insulated. Both of these go down to the evaporator coil down in the air handling unit inside of the house. So what we want to do is we want to take our utility knife and carefully cut away any of this old insulation, and then we'll put the new insulation on, we'll secure everything really nice, and seal up where it enters the house here. First, we're going to start off by taking our utility knife and just gently cutting through this. And make sure you have a really sharp blade, so just take your time. And we have our thermostat wire on here too. We want to make sure we don't damage that. But a lot of times there's tape on here, whether it be electrical tape or actual line set tape. You just need to remove that. But we're just going to basically continue from left to right all the way back to the condenser and get this all taken care of. Now we got one more piece over here on the side that we need to get off. And this one's kind of all wrapped up, so I'm gonna see if I can actually just unwrap the tape. This part's all beat up. A lot of times if you have a line set going up the outside of your house, you'll have a plastic cover on it. They call it line hide, and mice will get in there sometimes if it's not sealed up well. They love this stuff. They make their little nests out of it, and they'll chew holes all through this. So this is just a super easy fix for you guys. Do it yourself. You don't have to have an HVAC guy come out and do this. It's crazy. Who knows how much they'd even charge you to do something like this. Now, where this penetration is, where the line set goes through the side of the house here, there is insulation on the suction line where it feeds through the side of the house. What I'm gonna do before I put this foam on, I'm gonna just move my thermostat wire out of the way, and I'm gonna stuff the back side of this with duct seal. They do sell a product that will cover this up and it has like a rubber boot on it, but my power line is actually really close here. I think that would interfere with it. So you can use silicone. I prefer this stuff. I use this for a lot of electrical service replacements that I do. It's very pliable, especially when it's warm outside, and you can just form it. It's like Play-Doh. We can stuff this behind here, and all this is gonna do is basically just gonna make sure you don't get any insects and stuff into your house. You know, if it's a larger hole, obviously mice can get through. Now we have a nice sealed entry point into the house. No ants or any other type of bug are gonna be able to get in there. So we're gonna start from the left side where it's coming out of the house. We're just gonna take our piece of foam insulation here. Now this is, they sell two different types of this. They sell foam and they sell rubber. This is actually the rubber version. We're just gonna take one end, throw it off to the other side, and all we're gonna do is fit this around here. We'll peel the tape off after we get this all ran, and we're just gonna continue working our way back over to the condenser unit. And it's just a matter of fitting this inside of here. So when you're at the point where you're right back at the condenser, you can see where the line set goes in here. Here's our liquid line, here's our suction line. So we're gonna cut it so it ends about right here. This stuff cuts really easy, especially with a sharp blade. Make sure that you have enough to go all the way over. And then at this point here, what we can do is we can start peeling off this protective plastic and sticking the two halves together. Now this adhesive on here is pretty good, but it's not good enough. So that's where the line set tape is gonna come into place. But all we're gonna do is basically pull this back. And also what I like to do is at this seam, I like to have it on the bottom. Okay. What you normally see on these installations is the thermostat wire comes down and it's zip tied to one of these lines, normally the foam line. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some line set tape. I'll link this also down in the description. So the difference between this tape and electrical tape or duct tape, there are some UV resistant duct tapes, but this is actually Even says UV resistant right on it, and line set tape. So it's about 10 bucks. I think it's 35 yards. So there's quite a bit here. You know, this will last you probably forever. We'll cut us a little piece of this line set tape. Let's get this on here. Feed this around the back side, just like that. We'll do the same thing here right as it goes down the bend. All right, get that on there like that. And we'll hit it on the other side of the bend. Gonna hit it in a couple more spots, probably, I don't know, every 8 to 12 inches. And that's just gonna hold our thermostat wire in place. And alternatively, you can use duct tape if you're in a pinch and you don't wanna spend the money on this stuff, or even zip ties. Okay, and then we're gonna put one more on the end here. All right, and just like that, we're done. All right, and this is what it looks like after we're done. I added a little more sealant up there. All right, so that easy to replace the insulation on your line set going to your AC condenser. If you're interested in learning how to clean the condenser, which you should probably be doing every year, check out this video here. It's gonna save you a ton of money. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.